All right. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and we want to thank you again and welcome everyone to our How to Get Funding Without a Grant, a Loan, or Repayment Ever webinar. Now, this course is going to be especially useful to anyone that you may know, including yourself, who is in need of funding for any worthwhile project, albeit personal, business, or even a humanitarian need. But to begin, first, I would like to ask you this question. What if? Yeah, what if we could change your future in 60 days or less? Wouldn't that be nice? Well, this presentation is going to do just that with a little-known program that's sweeping the globe right now as we speak. Now, folks, wouldn't it be nice if we could find funding for any purpose, to say to pay off debts, be it business or personal, take a vacation, save for a retirement, send our kids off to college, buy a new house or a new car, or even remodel the house or car that you're in right now. Or how about this? Pay for a medical procedure. Or even those are all personal reasons. What about humanitarian reasons, such as raising funds for a charity, school, or a nonprofit organization? But here's the best part. What about being able to do all of that without having to apply or qualify for a grant, loan, or even have to make repayments ever? Well, before we tell you about this little-known program, let us first explain how this program came to be. Now, we're going to go back in time, and we're going to take a little education in cooperative economics. Do you realize that before there were mortgages and mortgage bankers, people helped each other build their homes and their barns? You would first help someone build in the community their home, and when your turn came around, the community would then come and help you build your home or barn. These were called bond raisings. Now, it's interesting that the modern mortgage as we know it didn't really begin until around around about the 1930s. And the rise in the United States mortgage market really occurred between 1949 and the turn of the 24th century. Here's another form of cooperative economics. It's called ROSCA, sometimes referred to as the poor man's bank, all right? It's also known as Tandas in Latin America, Cadenas in Mexico, Susu in West Africa and the Caribbean, Hu in Asia, Panderos in Brazil, and Quiniga in India and Pakistan. Now, I want you to notice the illustration on the right. And let's say you had 10 people. And each would commit to making a contribution to a mutual fund, and they would say, let's say $100 a month for 10 months. Well, that's $1,000 that will be placed in a fund, and these funds would be then distributed to each of those contributors or donors in rotation. So each member would take turn drawing out $1,000 to spend any way that they wanted, as long as they continued to make their 10 $100 monthly contributions. A great concept, wouldn't you say? But this brings us to another form of cooperative economics. It's called crowdfunding. Now, this is the latest internet craze ever. In fact, it's simply just the practice of funding a project or venture by raising monetary contributions from a large number of people, typically via the internet. Now, it's interesting that Forbes magazine predicted in 2010 that crowdfunding would be the next big trend. And since then, they've written a series of articles stating that crowdfunding has surpassed even their own predictions. Well, that brings us to Zarfund. And folks, I want to welcome you to the next big trend on the internet. Zarfund started on August 14th, so it is a brand new program. And in less than 3 weeks, it has already enrolled over 30,000 members globally. All right, now what is Zarfund? Okay, great. It is a person-to-person direct funding and donation sharing platform, a Bitcoin donation exchange platform where members voluntarily give and receive donations on a monthly basis. It is a member-to-member donation sharing platform that is creating a new way of raising funds for any purpose, whether you need funding to start or expand a business, or if you just need to pay off personal loans or debts. Now, remember we said Bitcoin donation platform. Well, some of you may ask, what is a Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is simply a type of digital currency. I like to use this analogy. It says, if you've ever sent a MoneyGram or a Western Union, you take paper currency to a local Western Union office, And then they would send that money to another Western Union office, either on the other side of the city or the other side of the country or all the world. And then the recipient would then go to that union office on that side, and they would pick it up and exchange for paper currency again, right? Well, what if we just cut out the paper currency and just deal with that electronic transmission or that electronic transfer? This is what we call digital currency, and that, my friend, is a Bitcoin, the electronic transfer of funds operating independently of a centralized banking system. Now, Bitcoin offers a lot. Bank-level security, no chargebacks, as all transactions are final. It's the same as dealing with cash, and there's little to no transaction fees. One of the reasons why many local merchants are accepting Bitcoins as another form of payment. Another thing, too, is that all of your transactions remain anonymous, as well as the buyer and the seller. They remain anonymous. This provides a high-level degree of privacy, and there's no government, institution, or individual that can intervene or cause them, or inflate the market or control the accounts. And they say that the average direct wallet deposit time is 15 minutes. Now, this is another thing that merchants would love because if you know of anyone that takes credit cards or credit card processing, it can take anywhere from 30 to 45 days to get your money. Well, with Bitcoin, you're talking about a direct wallet-to-wallet deposit within 15 minutes. And this is why, again, analysts, with all of these reasons behind Bitcoin, or advantages behind Bitcoin, many analysts and experts are claiming that Bitcoin is soon to become the next gold standard. All right. Now, why do we use Bitcoin? Well, I used to belong to a community crowdfunding program, and it was just recently forced to shut down by the banks. They couldn't understand the business model, and subsequently they froze the company's accounts. Now, the problem was that the funds that the bank froze did not belong to the company. They were the donations and the contributions that were owed to the members of that program. And even after an exhaustive legal battle in the company, by the company, they were only able to retrieve a small percentage of those funds. So as explained earlier, we'll not have to deal with that problem with Bitcoin. No government, banking institution, or company official will ever have access to the funds because those funds go directly to you instead of a holding company, a bank, or even a credit card processor. Now, Bitcoin, or rather Zarfund, utilizes what's called a 2x6 forced matrix system payout. I'm going to explain this, and hopefully you'll be able to catch on really, really quick. But I want you to imagine that you're standing on a stage with 6 levels, all right? Now, I call these the 6 steps to your success. Now, you start on stage 1 by donating 0.03 Bitcoins, or that's equivalent to about $18 in today's exchange. You would then donate that to your level 1 sponsor, the person who referred you or invited you in the Matrix program. Now, as a qualified participant on stage 1, you now qualify to also receive donations from 2 persons whom you've invited into the program, or they may have even been placed into the level by your level 1 sponsor, okay, from just the overflow. Now, this is what is exciting about Zarfund's 2x6 program. Your only and initial donation was 0.03 Bitcoins, $18. And many of you that might be here tonight have received that and more within just a few minutes or hours after joining. I'd like to just kind of pause for just a little bit. I know we have a few Zarfunders that are in the room, and if you could tell me, if you could just type in the text chat, if you were one of those that literally saw a donation within the same day after joining Zarfund, if you could place that text chat, if you don't mind. I'd just like to see a show of hands if anybody can do that. Okay, Eugene says that he did, our moderator, yes. Okay, good. So the reason I did this, because I want you to see, folks, yes, this system really does work. All right, now we're going to move on, and thank you for sharing that with us, all right? So here, if you're looking on the chart, this is what's going to happen. On level 1, you're going to get 2 people. They're going to each pay you $18, and guess what? You are going to be making $36 a month in donations. Now, this is the most important function to ensure your success in this 2x6 matrix. It is called the upgrade, or what I call the step up. Yes, you need to step up to the next stage so that you can qualify to receive even more donations, this time from 4 more persons. To do this, you're only going to have to make another donation, this time for 0.05 Bitcoins, or approximately about $30, to your level 2 sponsor. And that level 2 sponsor is probably the same one who invited your level 1 sponsor. Now, this qualifies you to now receive 4 donations of $30 each, or 0.05 Bitcoin donations from each person. So here you are. Now you're getting $120 a month from level 2 plus $36 a month from level 1. That's a total of $156 a month. So if you're looking at the screen, you see that you're now receiving 36 and 120 from 4 persons on level 2, giving you that total of $156 a month, or 0.20 Bitcoins per month. Now, this strategy I want everyone to pay attention to. This is to ensure that you don't miss out on any donations. Always make sure that you step up to the next stage every time you receive 2 or more donations, because at this point, you now have a downline level that's building, and they will likewise do the same thing, and they could very easily pass you up, and you don't want that to happen, okay? Because if you don't go to the next stage as soon as you can, yes, you can miss out on some donations at that level. So it is advised that as soon as you get 2 donations, upgrade, step up. So now let's say that you receive 2 more donations on stage 2. You now want to move up to the next stage, stage 3, and you do this by donating $60 to your level 3 sponsor. That's 0.1 Bitcoin, or $60. This now qualifies you for 8 positions. All right. This gives you a potential to receive up to $480 on level 3. All right. That's 0.8 Bitcoins per month. This is in addition to the $120 on level 2 and $36 on level 1, giving you a grand total now of $636 a month that you're now going to receive in monthly donations. Now, that's not bad when you consider that this was just an $18 a month commitment, wouldn't you say? But it is at this level that you need to start assisting members on your team to get plugged into the system. You want to get them to attend weekly webinars and training, join the Zarfund community on Facebook, and start hosting home meetings as well as IHOP meetings. If you want your team to really get serious, then as a leader, you need to do the same. Remember, leaders lead by example, and teamwork makes the dream work. Well, let's assume that now you've received 2 more donations from your level 3. It's time to do what? Yep, you guessed it. Time to step up. Now we want to step up to stage 4. Now, you give a donation of $120 on stage 4, or 0.2 Bitcoins, to your level 4 sponsor. This now qualifies you to receive $120 from 8 people. Plus, that's earning you about $1,920. Now, you're going to get that plus what's on level 3 and level 2 and level 1, giving you a grand whopping total of $2,500 a month more. Now, you could wait till you got all of the 8 positions full on level 4. But at this point, you could have very well over 30 individuals in your downline, and some of them are going to break out. They're going to start to explode with member donors. So, again, if you wait to upgrade, you're going to take the chance of missing out on donations as they excel past you. Now, I've already had this happen to a member of mine in my downline, and the good thing about a forced matrix system is that as soon as you qualify on that level, you will receive those donations the following month, regardless of the stage that they may have accelerated to in the matrix. Yeah, you may have missed out on the donation from that level this month, but as soon as you qualify the next month, you'll still receive those donations because the system is forgiving. Okay, so now, here you are, stage 4. You now have 16 positions available to you to earn approximately $1,920, or 32 Bitcoins, or 0.32 Bitcoins. Now, it's at this level that the strategy is going to change. Remember we said earlier that you need to upgrade after every 2 donations that you've received? Well, now you want to upgrade from stage 4 to stage 5. You will want to wait until you have received at least 5 donations. Why? Well, it's at level 5 to upgrade. It's going to take you a $600 monthly donation commitment. That is going to now qualify you for 32 positions, each paying you 1 Bitcoin or $600 a month. So by waiting until you have at least 5 donations on this level, on level 4, it's going to secure your monthly commitments on stages 1 through 5, plus earning you enough to proceed on to level 6. Now, at this point, you have the potential of earning up to $19,200. And remember, that $600 or 1 Bitcoin per month from all 32 positions in level 5. Okay, so let's say that you receive 5 additional donations, $600 each, okay, which could be from your previous levels in addition to the donations you received from your level 5. You're now ready to make your final step to success. Yep, you've arrived. Stage 6, top of the food chain. You are now the envy of your team. People are now wanting to know what it took to get you to where you are now. But that doesn't complete the 2x6 force matrix. You now have 64 positions to fill. It's time to get busy. Now, at stage 6, you now have the potential of earning $1,200 from 64 positions. 64 positions. All right? Let me speed up my chart there. All right, that's going to give you a grand total of $76,800 a month. When you add all of that up, that's $98,556 per month. You're earning $76,000 on stage 6, $19,200 on stage 5, $1,920 on stage 4, $480 a month on stage 3, $120 on stage 4, on stage 2, and $36 on stage 1, giving you a grand total of $96,528. Oh, this is just awesome. Now, that's 164 Bitcoin per month, less the $2,028 that you're going to be giving in donations. Now you've done it. Yep, you've maxed out the comp plan. People are going to ask you now, what does it look like from the top? And you can answer, about 164 Bitcoin or $96,000 a month, give or take a few dollars. All right. So I want to ask you this question now. What would you do if money wasn't a problem? Do you think 164 Bitcoin could change your life starting with only 0.3 Bitcoins? I mean, that's $99,000 a month with just an $18 commitment. All right, well, that concludes our Zarfund 2x6 Force Matrix training. And we're hope that you're just as excited as we are about the potential that lies ahead. Zarfund is where wealth is predictable. And in parting, I want you to remember this saying from Sir Richard Branson. He's the founder of Virgin Mobile, Virgin Records, Virgin Airlines, and now Virgin Aerospace. He says, if somebody offers you an amazing opportunity, but you're not sure you can do it, just say yes, then learn how to do it later, all right? So, again, we want everybody to know that you want to keep this in mind. Your success is our success. So if you really need any assistance, be sure to take advantage of this, our 24/7 team support. Now, for those that are new to using Bitcoins, if you need assistance with setting up your Bitcoin wallet, ordering your debit cards, upgrading your account, or just promoting Zarfund, call us, write us. You can call us and contact us 24/7 at 888-817-4295. Again, that's 888-817-4295. That's a 24/7 team support. We have teams that are growing all over the world. We have team members that are assisting us with this hotline in the Philippines, in Australia, the UK, Germany, France, and Canada, as well as the United States. So that concludes our training session, and we're now going to unmute the lines for a small Q&A session. You know, how, what, when, and why. And I want you to remember, folks, there are no stupid questions. That's what my grammar teacher used to tell me when I was a little boy growing up, and I added the last part to that. There's no stupid questions, it's just stupid answers. You know the stupid question is the question that isn't asked. So if you have a question, please, we want to take this time to answer and address any of those problems or issues or concerns that you might have. And before we do that, before I unmute the lines, I want to make sure that everyone, please, mute your phone or your telephone or your microphone so as not to include any background noise, just out of respect for those that are here on the call this afternoon. And we certainly would appreciate everyone's cooperation.